At the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Come on. Okay, well, is this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Hey, welcome everyone to the Smacked Raw podcast. What a botched fucking intro. Jesus Christ. That's like some fucking month one some shit, man. Hey, you guys, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, the exclusive recap show of WrestlingNewsWorld.com, and I need to shut my fucking notifications off on my cell phone. I'm your host, Kyle Tyson, joined today by resident AEW recapper Kevin Crazy, and then of course the ever lovable AJ Styles of podcast.
What's up, guys?
It's been a minute, Seb.
Yeah, it's Kev. It's been a while since me and you've been on together.
Yeah,
So-
it feels good, man.
Some behind the scenes shit. Sebastian has become somebody that the SRP crew internally argues over whose show he needs to be on. How do you feel being like the hottest agent on SRP, man? Like, you have RN and Vince trying to get you over to NXT. I'm trying to pull you over to AEW with Kevin.
Dude, it's fun.
You made the right choice.
I mean, y'all could fist fight. My mood will be great. Like, I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Like nothing to worry about.
Tell him what's going on tomorrow, man.
Oh, well, last week I got pepper sprayed and shit. And tomorrow I get to assist in torturing others.
Hey, maybe come like a cunt hair closer to your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last week.
There you go.
Better. All right. I got pepper sprayed and shit for Academy. And tomorrow I get to assist in other people's torture. So I'm excited for that.
So
you're turning heel.
Yeah, basically.
You get your heel turn like within your first week of your new job being a corrections officer.
I'll be holding the pad because once you get sprayed, you gotta go to like different set of pads for some elbows and knees, and I'll be holding one of the pads, so I get to watch them like hate their life. So
Fucking dope, man! I'm telling you, that's the shit I like doing back in like my teens and early 20s. Shit, hell, I'd like to do it now.
Maniac.
I really wish I could just spray them. That'd be real fun.
Talk shit to them, wait for them to open their mouth to talk shit back, and then fucking hit them.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God, it'd be so good. Anybody, if you're a first-time listener, we are a wrestling recap show. On top of our recaps, actually, I don't even feel right calling us a recap show. We've got UWO, the Unpopular Opinion Show that we're doing, where we get guests to debate over hot takes on Twitter. Vince is debuting his top 10 list. I just got done interviewing Matt Vertigo. I think it's fair to say that we're just an all-around great wrestling podcast for people to listen to.
I couldn't say it better myself. We're an all-around great podcast.
Possibly have another interview set up. Not gonna say too much right now, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. Seb's over here working
Fingers
something.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
What's their? Just tell them what their name rhymes with.
I don't want to do that, just in case it doesn't. I don't know if the other person wants me to put it.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, I'll say this: it's her birthday today.
Hey, there you go. We're recording this on July 22nd. There you go. Yeah. Matt Ritter wants Rob back. Yes, we all do, Matt. Okay, I can't fill that void. That's why I'm bringing other people on. It's fucking large shoes to fill, okay, man? God damn it. Yeah. Bring my mood down, Matt Ritter, over at the Smacking It Raw.
I will pepper spray you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spray, man. Please, man. We'll do it like a predictions contest.
As long as I'm not getting sprayed.
The loser gets to spray Matt Ritter.
Whatever you want. I'm out on that one. I got to do it again in September for certain. I'd read it.
Hey, man, listen, you guys. We partner with WrestlingNewsWorld.com. They're a wrestling news website where you can get up-to-date interviews and hot takes. We are so happy to be affiliated with them. Make sure you go on the web, bookmark their site, make them the home of all your wrestling news. They got a lot of great guys that write articles over there. Like I said, we're all stoked to be affiliated with them. You can find us on youtube.com/SmackDrop Podcast and anywhere else you listen to your podcast. Like, subscribe, download, leave those ratings and reviews, all that good stuff. It really does help us. I've learned, like, that's not just a phrase people say on the internet. It really fucking does help you. So definitely, at the very least, hit the like button, okay? We're going to talk about what, AEW Dynamite tonight?
Yeah.
Hot take. So, forewarned, Sebastian missed the first hour, which is unfortunate because it's literally like the best hour of wrestling on television, maybe all year.
God.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I would say, if not all year, definitely in the quarantine era for
Quarantine era, yeah, the best
No doubt
single
about it.
hour without being a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, look, it's large. It's hyping it up, Seb. Hopefully, you'll go back and watch it, and you'll agree with us. But
It was
damn
really
dude,
good.
That first hour of Dynamite tonight was fire. Holy shit, man!
It didn't slow down the whole goddamn time, and it was interesting the whole time.
Yeah,
too. It
wasn't
was
like
really,
just
really
match
good.
after match.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
segments.
Yep. Because there was at least 2 or 3 promos in there too. And then the matches. I mean, it started off super fucking fast with a match, or with a promo leading into a match, which was cool.
Yes. Really quick, I'm going to hop over to the chat real fast. Matt Ritter at the Smackin' It Raw podcast says, I still need to get Seb on my show. So not even internally
Wow.
do we fight over Sebastian. We have other podcasts trying to lure him onto their site, man. Seb,
I
that's
am
going to make you
phenomenal.
feel good, man.
I am phenomenal.
You are phenomenal, dude.
We're already putting you over, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand y'all don't want pepper spray and y'all are going to. It's cool. I'll take it all I get.
Matt Ritter is already hyping up next week's episode of UWO, which is, of course, the Chicago episode. It was a lot of fun to shoot. But before we get there, this upcoming Thursday...
Kyle, you're not from Chicago.
God damn it, Kevin. Kevin, listen, man. Dropping tomorrow is going to be
So it was
our
75%.
our third episode of UWO, which actually features Sebastian... Okay.
Oh, okay.
Along with D-Rod and K-Dog from the Putting You Over show. We had a lot of fun. Make sure
Wait,
to
that
tune
goes
in.
out tomorrow?
Thursday night at 10 p.m. that goes up.
I'll
So
take him out for some reason.
either Thursday or Friday. Go ahead and tune in and check that out on YouTube. Otherwise,
Nice.
honestly, any of our episodes that we've already shot, like spoiler alert, they're on our Facebook page. And you can hop over to our Twitter, scroll down on our timeline, and you'll find them there too.
And if you're the guy that I called a fucking idiot, don't feel bad.
You guys did lay into some of them. Jessica Tyson also is in the chat, agreeing I'm not from Chicago. The fuck, Jess?
Hi, Jess.
She's here
Kevin,
watching
stay the
Kev.
F away from my boy.
There we
All right. All right.
Kyle's
Loyalty J
gonna end up
also
getting pepper
says
spray.
AEW has a very climatic hour. That's a nice way to phrase it. And Val Venus was the most amazing name. Some little random statements in the chat, but cool, we'll take it anyways. Let's kick off the show. A lot of speculation. Who was going to be challenging Cody Rhodes this week for the open challenge on the TNT title? And a lot of us thought it was going to be what's his name? Crazy Horse? No, nobody.
Neil Young.
Nobody paying attention.
I heard you, Crazy Horse. I have no idea.
A lot of people, thought it was going to be him, but it ended up being Eddie Kingston.
I heard a lot of Zack Ryder rumors.
I heard that too, actually. Zack Ryder, yeah.
I guess it was just like my stream, like my like fucking Twitter feed was going on about Crazy Horse. But Eddie Kingston comes out, man. He's a 18-year vet on the independent scene. Very charismatic guy. From what I gather, he used to manage on Impact, LAX, now Inner Circle, Santana and Ortiz prior to Powerful. Which, once I learned that, I was like, yeah, he definitely fits the mold with those guys.
For sure.
He's recently been on NWA as well. That's where I know him from.
Yeah. Jessica Tyson's in the chat trying to mingle with both Kevin and Matt Ritter. What the fuck, Jess? Okay, no, back to the show. I'm not going to... Listen, man, I'm not going to bring up that my marriage is on shaky grounds right now. But let's get back going here forward.
Pepper spray will fix it, Kyle.
Pepper spray.
I mean, get a rack belt as well. That hurts. I mean...
Oh, my God.
I mean, the good part
dude,
about Academy, you know a lot of things that'll hurt people now. So it's cool.
maybe I'll take some of you can show. You can come over and give a demonstration, man. No, this match, so Kingston had an ace up his sleeve with this open challenge. He declared it to be a no disqualification as long as Cody agreed to it, which Cody did. And this turned out to be a phenomenal hardcore match with really just boiling down to like one spot. I think we lost Kev there for a moment, Seb, so I'm going to carry this with you, okay?
Okay.
So during this match, Eddie was not doing any type of like ring technician work. This was a lot of just stiff ass shots, chops, man. Like he chopped the shit out of Cody throughout this whole match. At one point, Cody backdropped Kingston onto concrete, but it really boiled down. The big spot of the night was Cody being powerbombed onto a huge pile of thumbtacks, and which, personally speaking to me, like caused me to like jump out of my seat yelling like, "Oh shit!" I sent you the video clip. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah,
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was real brutal.
it was fucking awesome, man. Cody used that pain as like an adrenaline surge, though. Kind of fired back with a clothesline, and then got Kingston. He had Kingston on the ground, slapped the taste out of his mouth, and then eventually put him in the figure four for the submission victory. What a opening match, though.
Yeah.
Kev, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, totally. I mean, that set the tone for the whole, well, at least the first hour anyway, for sure. I mean, it was like that until 9 o'clock. You know, it was just nonstop insanity. And like, yeah, I mean, a great, you know, hardcore, semi-hardcore match. You know, I mean, obviously the thumbtacks thing was, you know, hearkening to the older days. But, you know, yeah, I mean, I was not familiar with Kingston before this night, and he impressed me, you know. Like you said, I mean, he wasn't really doing anything that was like all that technically sound, but it didn't seem to fucking matter. He still looked tough as shit, just like throwing punches, you know what I mean? Like,
and it was a great change of pace when you compare it to Cody's other open challenges. Where Cody's put on good matches with all these guys. It was a nice change of pace. Like, okay, now instead of like having a great technical match, we're gonna have a stiff, fucking hardcore match, and it was brutal. Yo,
it was like a bar fight or some shit, man.
Oh man, it's gonna be 10 times better than the bar fight this Friday. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't know that for sure.
So Jess is in the chat, says, "I have handcuffs. Fuck pepper spray, baby." What the fuck?
Make sure you double lock them. I mean, if you don't double lock them, you can get out of it.
Ritter says, "Be like Cody, Kyle. Use the pain to push through.
Christ.
No matter how many emotional backdrops you take from Kev's thumbtacks." The fuck, man.
Get some shackles and a belly chain too while you're at it. I mean, you might as well go full strength.
Oh my god, dude! This is turning into a fucking show.
You're airing some weird, dirty laundry right now.
This is a weird AEW recap. I'll give you that, man. Next up, MJF facing off.
I don't think after this show, Smacking It Raw is not going to be the only wrestling podcast on Pornhub. After that,
I'm just talking about corrections, right?
Holy shit, dude. MJF taking on Griff Garrison. Have you been familiarized with Griff Garrison yet? No. So Griff.
I seen a picture of him. He looks like a.
I saw a couple.
He looks like a picture of a mix.
I saw
of
him a couple times on Dark.
He's like Jungle Boy's doppelganger. That's the joke.
No. He's a mix, if you look at his face, of Dolph Ziggler and Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Just look at his face.
Brock Lesnar.
But just as far as AEW's been treating him, the joke has been that he looks like Jungle Boy. If you watch Being the Elite, the Dark Order, some of the Dark Order minions run up to Brody Lee and are like, we got Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy agreed to join us, and you just get the back shot of Griff Garrison, and when they turn around, the reveal is it's him and not Jungle Boy, and so that's been kind of the ongoing joke. But MJF, before their match, is trolling Garrison. He calls him Jungle Man because he's obviously bigger than Jungle Boy. Throughout the match, he handles him decidingly. But at one point, he has Garrison beat down, and he has a mic in his face because before the match started, Garrison corrected MJF when he said that he was undefeated and told MJF that he has a tag loss. So
that was ballsy.
Yes.
I was like, hell yeah.
So MJF was essentially torturing the guy, stomping on his hand and everything until he could get him on the mic saying that that MJF was undefeated. It caused a little bit of distraction. Garrison rolled MJF up. Looked like for a brief moment he might pick up the shock victory to hand him that L, but it wasn't to be. MJF hit the heat sinker. This match, granted, was not as crazy of as a match as it could have been, but the character work by MJF and Garrison made it extremely special with that mic spot. Sorry, man. Go ahead. No. Please cut me off, dude. I talk too much.
So that's what I was just gonna say. I mean, it was essentially a glorified squash match, really. But like you were saying, the mic work. I mean, MJF is fire on the mic whenever he has it. It doesn't matter who he's talking to. He can make him look like the biggest dumbass in the whole world. I mean, him and Jericho are the only two people that can call people, like stupid idiots, and it's awesome. And then the Griff Garrison stuff, where he's like, dude, I'm not Jungle Boy, and you did lose. Like, that was way more important than any of the wrestling moves that happened in the match. It felt like a schoolyard bully, beating up the kid for his lunch money. That's what it felt like to me.
You really kind of fell for Garrison once he broke him too, because Garrison was being all defiant, like slapping the mic out of his hand and everything. But MJF got him to say it twice, actually, too. So you really fell for Garrison. I wonder what that kid's ceiling is. Because right now he's uber generic wrestler. Uber generic guy. He's got no character. He's constantly being compared to another wrestler. Not even like a legend, just another active modern wrestler. So I wonder what he can do to break out of that and kind of have his own image.
Well, he must have something because he's on TV with like one of their top stars, even if it wasn't a squash match. Yeah. So somebody must have seen something in him. So I doubt very seriously that'll be the last that we see of him.
That's what I'm thinking too. They have something in the works with him, I believe. So Sebastian, I'll ask you because you're up to date with AEW, right?
I didn't get to watch last week.
But Britt Baker's helper, right?
Yeah.
Is it Reba or Rebel?
Reba, I want to say.
I feel like they call her different every week.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exact. That was the joke. Okay. Yeah, she was being interviewed by Tony Schiavone. And he asked her, is it Reba or is it Rebel? And just as she was like, well, actually, you hear Britt Baker in the background. Call her Rebel. And says, come here. And then we get the whole rules of being a role model conspiracy shit with Britt Baker, where she compared herself to Jordan's ability to come back. But you're familiar with basketball, Sebastian, way more than I am. Instead of referring to him when he came back from baseball and won, 3 championships? It was when he retired and then, he owned, the Wizards?
No, he played for the Wizards.
He played for the Wizards, and then also Rebel brought up about how he was on Space Jam, and she's like, I watched Space Jam like a million times, and he beat those aliens every time. So instead of going with the obvious comeback story, he was being compared to the Wizards in Space Jam, which was really funny. Of course, you didn't watch last week, you said.
No, I didn't get to watch last night.
Did you see anything about Taz throwing in the towel in the Moxley
Yes, I
match?
saw that finish.
What did you think of that?
Finish. I think it's different. I'm not used to seeing a heel do that, but for what it was fine. They're going to continue the story from what I could tell, but It made sense. I mean, with Cage's arm injury, I mean, it made Taz look like a smart businessman. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It felt more like a business sports kind of decision rather than like a wrestling decision, which I kind of dug that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Well, he said it was a business decision because he was out there in the ring and
I
he described, he was like, Cage wanted to fire me, but he was like,
Well, yeah.
he's like, I can't have my dude have a torn bicep twice.
I mean,
But this was all to set up the feud with, of course, Darby Allin. What do you think of Darby, by the way?
no, he's one of my favorites in AEW.
Oh. Yeah, he's probably my favorite thing in AEW right now. I love Darby Allin.
I think he has a ton of potential.
His entrance song is the most 90s thing, like inspired song I've heard in years.
Absolutely. It's perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm all about it, man. Darby comes out to obviously get this feud going with Cage. However, he's jumped by, let me get this name right, Ricky Stark. I haven't seen this guy. Apparently he was on Dark.
Another NWA guy.
NWA
Well, no,
guy?
he debuted. I
Against
can't remember.
Cody.
It was probably about a month ago.
Against Cody.
Yeah, he answered the open challenge against Cody. That was his debut in AEW.
Okay. I missed that. That's when you and Rob obviously covered that, so I didn't think to notate it down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Ricky Stark jumps in from behind. Apparently, it looks like he's lining up with Taz. Then they beat Darby Allin down. They powerbomb him on the ramp and then into the ring. The Cage tossing Darby Allin like he weighs all 20 pounds
Jesus.
is an insane thing. Like, dude, he tossed him like 10, 15 yards in a powerbomb.
Oh,
just
yeah.
literally
That
just
was
threw
crazy.
him. Moxley comes in, breaks up the beatdown because they're about to take the skateboard to him. He chases him off with a barbed wire baseball bat. Moxley was teasing something big tonight. I think he was hyping up the Cody match. Because if I'm correct, this was all we got out of Moxley tonight, wasn't it?
There was like a little promo package later on or earlier, I don't remember, where he's talking about the fact that he had Cage in the armbar or whatever it was, where Taz threw in the towel, and he's like, next time I'm not going to let go or whatever. And he's talking about how he liked the fact that he was potentially like tearing all his tendons and shit like that. So he was just being menacing, I don't know if it was anything crazy, normal Moxley stuff.
Leading into the show, Moxley was hyping up something big happening, treating the hardcore fans. I believe he was referring to Eddie Kingston at this point. I heard speculation that because he mentioned like that fans all over the world were going to enjoy. And so I heard speculation like he might accept a challenge for the New Japan US title that he currently carries. But we don't have any of that yet. Yeah. Though that would be crazy if New Japan and AEW started working together. Because Moxley holds their United States Championship. That'd be
still,
fun. Yeah. So did you see the reveal of the Women's Tag Team Cup that's coming?
Yeah, I'm all about it. I think that's really cool.
About time, man.
Yeah.
Matt Ritter, I'm done reading off the chat. Like, I'm done, you guys. I'm really done. All right. You guys are brutal. So.
Jesus. That bad, huh?
It's that bad, bro. AEW.
I want to know now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious myself.
Just trying to hype it up. The mystery is half the drama.
Jesus.
Twitter chat?
No. So you have like a lot of the criticism since Dynamite's inception is the women's division, and this is them doubling down. So they announced it's going to be a women's tag team tournament cup coming this summer called the Deadly Draw, which I'm stoked for. And then the women's match that we got later tonight ended up showing that they're really pulling in the talent where they maybe were lacking beforehand. They're starting to make up for, which is good.
Absolutely, I would totally agree with that. because you're right. I mean, at the beginning, it was like the women's division just, I don't know, it lacks something. You know what I mean? And some of the women just, have improved. I mean, Britt Baker is a great example of that. Like, I was not into her at first, and now, like, she's one of my favorite things to see on AEW, but yeah, I mean, those two girls, Jesus.
Don't
I
worry.
can't remember.
Diamante and Evalance.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, they're great. They're great. I love seeing this new talent. It was a great way to introduce them too. It was a good palate cleanse, that match that we got after that furious ass hour of wrestling,
Dude, great minds, because that was my exact thought. Palate cleanse. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Because, like, it was a solid match, but it wasn't, like, something where they were trying to, like, steal the show, But it was a good showcase to be like, see, our women's division is a lot deeper than you think, bitch, Like, so it was cool, I liked it.
So I don't get to watch AEW Dark because there's just not enough time in the day. Was these their debut, both of them?
I believe this was Evalise's debut. Diamante, I think this was her television debut.
Yeah.
I think this was Evalise's first match in AEW.
Okay. I did think it was kind of cool to have two debuts, against each other.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
I like that.
They delivered, too.
Yeah.
Jessica says, love Britt Baker, too. Matt says, I can't believe Kyle abandoned the chat. I didn't abandon the chat. I just abandoned what I was reading.
Well, now that you went back, you might as well screw up and tell us what it said there.
I'll tell you guys after the show. Like I said, I want to leave some mystery, man. The Jericho gave a slight interview earlier. He still smells like orange juice. He wore the white shirt that got doused in orange juice last week. I did like the joke. He's like, "What color is this jacket?" And the interviewer says orange, and he says, "Do you know what color it's supposed to be?" And he said white. I liked it though. He turned around to Ortiz and he's like, "Do I still smell like orange?" And Ortiz was like, "Yeah." Pissing Jericho off, man. Their character work is so good.
Oh, yeah. Love the Inner Circle.
Oh, dude, I do too. So I got to take something back. Previous episodes, I've said that I want to see the Butcher and Blade break up and watch Butcher go on a singles run. After tonight, no. Butcher and Blade are a legit entertaining tag team. This match they had with the Young Bucks. So here's the thing. All the criticism I saw about this match had nothing to do with the match. People were just pissed off about the Young Bucks, like having high spots and stuff and winning the way that they win. But like, I didn't see a damn person criticizing the match in itself. And it was, for one, the setup was great. Because, Sebastian, I'll ask you, when you have a Falls Count Anywhere match, how does it usually start?
In the ring.
In the ring, and then it goes elsewhere, right? No, the camera caught up with the Young Bucks walking through the backstage area, looking for the Butcher and Blade.
Cool.
And once they found them, that's when the match started. Which, how they found him was pretty comical. They caught the Butcher cutting up meat with a cleaver, playing on his name. So apparently his name is literal. But these guys had some crazy spots. I'll try and run through them.
There's too many of them.
I'll try to run through some of the big ones. Matt Jackson slapping them with the stake was pretty good. Blade getting ran into the wall with a dolly by the Butcher because he missed a clothesline. That was pretty hilarious.
Wait, Matt wasted a steak?
Well, it was the steak that the Butcher and Blade were chopping up.
Jesus.
And in the Young Bucks' defense, they were suplexed onto that cart, which did knock the steak on the floor. So it was already bad. So
that's true. That's very true.
It wasn't their fault.
You gotta take care of the steak. Like, move it before the shit starts.
I was kind of there with you. It did make me sad to watch like all that premium meat.
I'd have been turned off for the whole match if I'd have seen that. Jesus Christ.
Wow, this is a guy who loves his steak.
I'm telling you, man. Matt Jackson got tossed into the back of a semi-truck that had the back door open. Nick was tossed into a decal of the Young Bucks. That was actually a nice touch. That was laid out on the truck. The Young Bucks super kicked the Blade onto an escalator, which was a really nice visual. Blade was standing at the bottom of an escalator that was going up. So when he got super kicked, his ass just got dragged up the escalator. It was fucking dope, man.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Well, that was cool too because that's what they took a commercial break or some shit like when that happened, and I was like, "Oh, nice touch." It was just a dumb little thing, you know.
It cut him to commercial. At that point, the action spilled towards the ring. Now, this is where we did have like one really fucking scary spot. At one point, the Butcher and Blade, they set up a table against the guardrail. And eventually, the way it worked out was Blade tried to do like a somersault over the ropes into one of the Young Bucks through the table. The Young Buck moved out of the way. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Nick Jackson. But Blade completely missed the fucking table and with everything except his face. Like his face was the only thing to hit the table. It was a brutal spot.
Yeah, it looked rough.
It was bad.
You did see it?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh man, it looks so bad.
I got in like 2 minutes before that spot. That was pretty much the first thing I saw, and I was like, shit.
Damn.
Yeah, the match did come down. They had tables set up at the top of the ramp over both entryways. The Young Bucks hit tandem spots. I believe Matt Jackson did an elbow drop off the entrance, and Nick Jackson did a swanton bomb. And it was just a crazy... You know what was... There was a lot of big spots, but the match didn't feel like a spot fest, say, compared to last week's Elite versus the Jurassic Express. Like, everything in this match made sense, how it went back and forth, and was a fucking awesome match.
It was good. It was... this one, I would argue, you know, that it was more of a brawl than a technical match, too, really. You know, I mean, obviously, when you have somebody like the Young Bucks in a match, you're going to have some spots like that because how can you not? You know what I mean? But, like, I mean, they were just beating the shit out of each other throughout most of the match, you know? It was just, everything looked really brutal.
No, I mean, that was it. The Young Bucks are really... they're kind of like, you know, people talk about like they're high flyers in like big spots, and this match more catered towards the Butcher and the Blade style of thing, which was just a brutal, hard-hitting match. No, it was really good. This is the match out of like the whole evening. Like I said, if you didn't catch Dynamite, this would be the one I say go back, watch this match.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Sebastian, go ahead. Talk us through the Jake the Snake interview.
This is, to be honest, I didn't know it was.
You didn't see it? Kev, you got it?
No.
So Jake the Snake, it was backstage. I can't remember who it was that was interviewing.
It's the older gentleman. I never can remember
obviously
his
with
name.
Lance Archer.
We lost Kev.
That's right. Yeah. He's
Now, I saw the gif
yeah,
of
yeah.
Lance throwing somebody for a ceiling.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Snake, like basically like chasing Lance Archer into a locker room where Lance Archer is just beating the shit out of random guys, like throwing them into lockers, throwing them into trash cans.
Toss the guy through the ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah. With that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw it. GIF. Whatever you call it.
And then at the end, you know, I don't remember exactly what it said, but I remember right before Lance Archer leaves, he's like saying shit under his breath, and he goes, "Everybody dies," and he pushes the interviewer guy, and it's badass.
No, that bell rung from that match, and at my house, you gotta walk like 100 yards to take garbage out, because that's where the garbage bin is. And as soon as that bell rang, I took garbage out. I didn't even know it was an interview right after that match.
Yeah, no. What was funny about it was the interview started with Jake the Snake and the interviewer, but Lance Archer was followed by the camera and was beating down like these guys in the locker room, all while you had the audio of Jake the Snake delivering an interview. So it was like there was an interview going on while you watched this monster just beat the piss out of all these tiny guys.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. It was a really funny thing
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah, I was scrolling through Twitter though right after, and I seen Lance throw somebody through the ceiling, and I was like, "What the fuck did I miss?"
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of like when.
Yeah. So Kevin's internet is garbage tonight, and people in the chat are seeing that too. Jess says Kevin needs better internet. Matt Ritter says, yeah, he does. Kyle, get Kevin better internet with all these dope sponsorships. Or buy something nice for your wife. Fun fact, I actually did buy something for my wife today. It's
Am I back now?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay.
I can hear what you're saying now.
You're invited to that Zoom baby shower this weekend. My wife will be there, so Kevin isn't. Matt Ritter says, Kyle, you're invited to the Zoom baby shower this weekend. My wife's going to be there, so Kevin's not allowed. Glad to know I'm not the only person that wants Kevin as far away from their wives as possible. Sebastian, what do you think? Okay, so this is where you're in and you're watching. What did you think about the Diamante and Evalance match?
It was good. I mean, I thought they were both kind of great. I remember I didn't get to watch a lot of Lucha Underground, but I think it was Evalance, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think I seen her in Lucha Underground 1 or 2 episodes. So I was familiar with her, but I'd never seen the other one before. But no, it was fine, especially if I'm watching somebody I'd never seen before. It's hard for me to get into the match, and it wasn't a great match. Don't get me wrong. Like Kevin says, it wasn't like they tried to steal the show, but they were capable enough for me to notice they actually knew what they were doing, and not just trying to fill it out as they go or anything like that. So it was fine.
Yeah, Diamante ended up winning with a roll-up. But both competitors, like what you said, you came away after that match saying, okay, both those women know how to wrestle. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. They can both go.
I mean, I could tell a little nerves, but, that's natural.
Yeah.
That's your first. But, no, I never had the sense where, what the hell are these girls doing on TV or anything like that.
Yeah. Which, that's kind of been a criticism of AEW at points. There won't be any gifs of that women's match mocking the wrestling on AEW is kind of what I'm alluding to.
Yeah, I didn't see anything like that, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Matt Ritter says, stop down.
No, like I said before, I feel like it's...
No, go ahead, Kev.
Stop
downloading porn, Kevin, unless it's
no,
our podcast.
like,
it up.
Never.
There's so many gaps in the audio on this.
I just download all the porn, so I'm downloading that too. Dude, I don't know what's going on, man. Usually my internet's fine, honestly. So my bad.
It's all good.
I'll go kill myself later.
No, don't do that, Kevin.
I felt like this match was mostly just to showcase that the AEW women's division is improving. You know what I'm saying? And there's an undercard to it. It's not just like Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Sheeta. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that they're getting more depth there. That there's going to be more women they have.
Yes.
I feel like these two will be partners in the tag team tournament, though.
I can see that.
I think that's kind of why they paired them to debut against each other, just to make a little story out of that.
They didn't seem to have like any real animosity, you know, other than the whole they were like Evalance was repping Puerto Rico and Diamante was repping Cuba. Other than that, there was like no real like rivalry between the two.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. And then also commentary did put over that they have faced each other in the past. Like this is not their first time meeting up for sure. Who is this bumping on concrete? Oh, that was so Blowout's in the chat. He's actually watching AEW as we speak. Blowout, that is Eddie Kingston. Apparently this dude, he goes hard. Wait till you see what happens in like 2 minutes. So not last up, but you had Allin. I didn't catch his last name. Did either of you catch this dude's name? Allin something? No. And then just started referring to him as Five from the Dark Order.
That's what I caught on.
Five from the Dark Order.
I tried to do him justice, man. I really tried to get his actual name.
Well, the guy's ass kicked. So.
Yeah, he took on Hangman Page. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to report here. Everything that was special about this match happened after the match.
Yep.
Yeah, Allin got his ass beat by Hangman Page.
If he wants people to remember his name, he needs to do better. I mean, that's all it is.
Very true.
Don't be a bitch.
Don't be a bitch. Wow.
So, between Five and Hangman Page, during their match, Dark Order, with the exception of Brody Lee, was lining the top of the ramp, watching the match. Their intimidation did nothing. Hangman Page beat Five sound. After the match, Brody Lee and Colt Cabana come out from the back. Brody extends an invitation to the Dark Order. He even advertises like, hey, as impressive as you are, he's like, what's not impressive is the fact that none of your friends or tag team partner are out here, obviously, while you're in the face of danger, referring to the Dark Order standing at the top of the ramp. Thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah.
At that point, Hangman Page refuses, calls them a cult, and at that point, Brody Lee, in a very, very nice touch, delivers the order to Evil Uno to attack Hangman Page, but then still, while he's like grooming Colt Cabana, was like, Colt, come on to the back. You don't need to see this. You don't need to see the dirtier side of our faction, which I thought was a very, very nice touch. What happened during the beatdown, Seb?
FTR and Omega came out and saved, right?
Yeah, but FTR came out for the save well before Omega.
Yeah,
FTR had already ran off everybody. Omega came out when there was no more threat.
Yeah.
That was.
You're right.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that couldn't be overstated.
Yeah,
actually.
Right. With Kevin's lag, I'm afraid to speak because I don't know if he's just
go ahead. Give it like 3 seconds and then go.
I'm trying to look at his face to be like, is he talking?
Rob's in the chat. Hey, Rob. He said,
Rob,
closed work, didn't get to watch Dynamite, got caught up on what happened. 3 things. Where the fuck is the best friend's rebuttal? Where the fuck is Abaddon, excuse me. I hope Moxley rips Cage's arm off and eats that shit like a chicken wing. Rob, we miss you on AEW.
Abaddon.
Yes. Oh, man. But.
Jesus.
Oh, man. The real Anna Bray. My life has changed drastically. I miss you boys. I'll do the show with you again. I'm assuming that's Rob's Twitch handle.
Yeah.
That is?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Rob, thank you. Jessica says,
Love you,
Rob.
Rob.
Yes, Rob. We all miss you. Oh,
yes,
man.
we do.
But honestly, probably the least impactful match of the night, while it was a match, was the main event, Jurassic Express versus Jericho and Hagar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't too big of a fan of the match.
Yeah, that was crazy, isn't it? It's really because this was all set up because Jurassic Express found it funny last week that Jericho had the orange juice dropped on him along with Inner Circle. That was the motivation of the match. Really, though, after it was all said and done, this was just a driving force for Pentago, who hit Luchasaurus with a bat while the ref was distracted, giving Inner Circle the win to reveal himself to actually be the returning Sammy Guevara, which was dude, the second I saw some skinny guy interfere in a match, I was like, oh, there's Sammy, he's back.
Yeah, I popped, though. That was awesome.
Oh man. Rob once again in the chat. Oh, and Mox calling homeboy Jungle Man. Dude, I laughed so fucking hard.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It's announced next week. Inner Circle versus Best Friends with Jurassic Express 5-on-5 match. Should be dope. But
That's one thing I did notice, especially that last hour. Like I harp on WWE like being so planned out all the time. Like you can always tell it's planned out. I wish when they announce these matches, like next week or whatever, they'd wait to the end of the show and announce them all. Because there's like 3 instances something happened and it wasn't 30 seconds later they had the graphic up for next week.
yeah,
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah,
I just wish at the end of the show, run it down, making me feel like
it
this
took
shit.
planning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I harp on WWE for not being so obvious or being too obvious all the time too. So, but
Wasn't it? Who was it that called out Cody? Who was like, oh, it was the Perfect 10. What's his name?
Sean Spears.
Sean Spears. Yeah. No, he didn't call out Cody. I meant Dusty Rhodes. He's like, yeah, Dusty Rhodes, I know you're like retired or not wrestling, but I'm challenging you to a match because screw it, I'm not on the card. And then it was like not even 20 seconds later, they had a graphic made up, and Jim Ross even joked about it. He was like, well, I don't know how it happened, but I guess this match is now scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't even get a response from Dustin, because that was the point of the segment. So I completely agree with you. It is a little ass backwards, but who's perfect?
or even wait to after a show and just put it on Twitter. I mean, that's a thing everybody does now.
Yeah.
Just put it on Twitter after the show and be like, hey, here's our lineup next week. Start advertising it.
So Kev, you, out of us 3, you're the only one also that watched the show from beginning to end. What would you give a letter grade to tonight's show?
Well, the first hour I'd give an A+. That was nuts. And then second hour, I mean, solid B. So overall, I'd say probably A- all to like, as a whole. Because that first hour, it was so good. Like I'm still like freaking out over what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm kind of there with you. Like that first hour was so hot, but then the second hour wasn't bad, but it wasn't like great. And if you were to judge the show as a whole, probably A-, B to B+, somewhere in that range. Depending on how you really enjoyed that second hour, which, like I said, was still very good. Just that first hour was fucking crazy. Dude.
Yeah, it was dope. It was really, really good.
But yeah, that was AEW, man. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm still wondering if you cut out or not. That's all.
No. I'm hearing somebody saying sorry. I don't know.
Oh, that's my wife in there playing Call of Duty.
She's in there playing Call of Duty.
Group chat thing. I
still need to send her a friend request. What's she play on, by the way?
PlayStation.
PlayStation. Does she have Discord?
I don't know.
Don't know. That's
how her clan or whatever plays or talks on Facebook Messenger. So I don't know if they got Discord.
I don't know. But anyways, that's our show, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Before we go, make sure if you hop over on YouTube, check out Vince's debut, his top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time. It was awesome. Have you guys seen it yet?
I haven't watched it yet, but
I haven't had time for shit.
Dude, show him some love, man. Watch it. He put a lot of work into it, and you can tell. Check that out. And then, of course, debuting later tonight, if you're watching this on Thursday, and is the Unpopular Wrestling Opinions featuring Mr. Sebastian here, along with D-Rod and K-Dog from Putting You Over. Check that out as well.
Sorry for the profanity.
Shut up. And then later this week, if you didn't catch it live last night, I will be putting up my sit-down interview with Matt Vertigo, who was, of course, on Synergy Pro Wrestling on July 11th, and he has another match coming up in August. Dude, talk about an awesome guy. And then, spoiler alert, Vertigo did kind of make himself available to do some AEW Dynamite recaps here and there, and then also AEW pay-per-view recaps. So be watching for him later on as well. But
Nice.
Sebastian, go ahead, sign us off, man.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Yes.